What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up and it was announced yesterday. Now, tomorrow we have the full schedule being released, but come to find out the Dallas Cowboys will be kicking off the season versus the Cleveland Browns. Now, I don't want to upset David and Njoku or anything like that, right? But the Cowboys will be on the road facing off versus the Cleveland Browns. Now, me personally, a lot of people's been reaching out to me about this. How do you feel, Tuck? How do you feel, Tuck? How do you feel? Let's be honest. Y'all don't give a damn how I feel. Y'all don't want the truth. And I'm not giving y'all the truth anymore. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want the truth. Y'all want me to cap. Y'all want a lot of y'all. Make y'all feel good. Do something to make me feel good, right? But when it comes to the Cowboys versus the Browns, I feel like ever since the Green Bay loss, Cowboys fans have been wanting something to be excited about, right? Whether it was free agency, we struck out there. Whether it was a draft, not too exciting, wasn't too sexy, right? So maybe the first game was going to ignite the fire. And I felt like the Cleveland Browns is kind of just, it's a game. I mean, cool game, bro. I'm not jumping for joy. I'm not booking any tickets to go to Cleveland, right? I'm just not fired up to talk to any 4 Cleveland Browns fans that I know on social media. So it's not a big game. It's just a game. Now, it's more big to the magnitude of Tom Brady's going to be calling it. It's going to be on Fox. It's going to be a 3 o'clock game, even though this feels very noon game-ish to me. But it is what it is. He got some storylines right. You got Amari Cooper getting his first game versus the Dallas Cowboys. Going to have Tyler Guyton versus Myles Garrett. They're going to try to spin this, Dak Prescott versus Deshaun Watson situation. So it's going to be some storylines, but overall, it's just a game. Nothing's going to really light the fire. But it is what it is. It's football season, man. But I'm really looking forward to tomorrow for the schedule release. So then that way we can really dissect some of these games and see how the Cowboys season is going to fare out, man. But speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, I know some of you are going to be so upset and so hurt because Micah Parsons, he was the most despicable draft pick the Dallas Cowboys have ever had, right? The laziest, the most selfishest, Micah Parsons signed a new multi-year deal with Adidas, 3 stripes, checks over stripes. That's what we like, right? So a new deal, right? He was with Nike, moved over to Adidas. So salute to Micah Parsons for getting that bag. I am not upset, man. Y'all know I'm a proponent, man. Anytime these young players can go out there and get their money, I ain't tripping, man. I am not tripping. And my motto is always go.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside.
Yeah, go where the money resides, man. But it just didn't stop there. He was also announced that he is going to be the president of sports media when it comes to Bleacher Report. I know Cowboys fans are probably pulling their hair out, right? More content from Micah Parsons. Yeah, absolutely. Because the people are wanting more, right? You see him and CJ Stroud. That's a fun show to watch, right? And Micah Parsons is seeing the leverage in what he's able to build by having a piece of the media landscape. And now he's been named president. El Presidente Micah Parsons of Bleacher Report. Now, to be honest, Jay Tuck and Bleacher Report are having some conversations right now, between me and Bleacher Report. Yo, Micah, you the president now. Just put in the word for your boy. Put me on Bleacher Report, man. Give me my own show. Give me my own content and let me cook, man. So I'm not doing no more conversation or negotiation with Bleacher Report. I'm going to have them go upstairs and talk to Micah. I am going to contact Micah directly my damn self. But I know what Cowboys fans are saying. With Micah Parsons doing this, he's going to forget how to play football, right? Because he had Travis Kelce, he had the podcast, he forgot how to play football, just completely forgot, right? Jason Kelce with his podcast and stuff, he just completely forgot how to play football, right? Fred Warner with his podcast, Tyreek Hill, they'll just forget how to play the sport, man. And we cannot risk that when it comes to Micah Parsons because it's so funny and so hypocritical of a bunch of people who tweet, post, Facebook, Instagram, right? Snapchat, OnlyFans, whatever y'all doing during working hours, always wants athletes just to focus on their bro. You're not even focused on your job. You're watching me right now at work. I can guarantee you watching me right now at the office. Focus on your job. Now, Don't focus on me. Focus on me, right? But I know how it is when it comes to Cowboys Nation. Everybody's going to be in an uproar when it comes to this Micah Parsons stuff. Y'all know me personally. I do not give a damn. It is what it is. I'm all about self-branding. These young players need to self-brand, get more exposure, because the NFL and these teams don't give a damn about you. So you get every dime out of them that you can get. But speaking of podcasts, Ed Warner, Doomsday Podcast. Ed Warner's a Cowboys reporter. Doomsday Podcast on YouTube. Definitely check it out. Now, it's awfully funny that a lot of people are... Anyways, right? So he had Mike Zimmer on the podcast, and Mike Zimmer spoke about a lot of different things. So I know that the talking point was Mozzie Smith. So apparently the news that came out that Mozzie Smith was back to his pre-draft rate is false. Mozzie is now at 302-ish. So barely above 300. They said that Mozzie got all the way down below 300 because he was trying to become more of a 3-tech. That's what Dan Quinn's vision was for him. Now, I know people are going to say it was Dan Quinn's fault. Dan Quinn put a gun to his head and say, lose these 30 pounds or else. Even though I know that's false, right? But Cowboys fans are going to run with any narrative they want, and that's not my battle to really fight, right? So Mozzie is trying to gain the weight back slowly but surely. We know he's going to recover from the surgery injury, but it sounds like Zimmer really just wants him to be a quote-unquote big, fat, nasty 1-tech, right? But here is my concern with that, y'all. Shoulder surgery, going to be out for some time, only 300 pounds, barely. To put that strength back on by September, that's a huge ass, right? That's a huge ass. And we ain't got no 1-techs. I mean, we let Hankins walk. We ain't got no 1-tech. So the Cowboys are going to need to go get a veteran guy out there ASAP. Go get him. Go pay for him, because I feel like there's a big hole when it comes to our defense. He also talked about, stopping the run is going to be a focus. Also talked about Micah Parsons, moving him around as a chess piece, bringing in Greg Ellis, former Dallas Cowboy, to kind of help with the pass rush. So it sounds like the defense is going to look slightly different, but, Zimm really spoke about something. He says, listen, my focus and what I want the defensive players to understand is do your job so somebody else can do theirs. And he talked about sometimes you're going to have to take on double teams. Sometimes you're going to have to just do things you really don't want to do so others can take advantage on the particular play and scheme. And then when it's their turn, they need to do the same. Now, I know that there's been a lot of conversations, self included, right? When it comes to Coach Zimmer, am I a fan of it? I mean, it just is what it is at this point, right? It's not going anywhere. But here is my one pushback, right? It's going to be, are we going to get the real Coach Zimmer? If you tell me we're getting the real Coach Zimmer and everyone's going to get out the kitchen and let him cook and build his defense and be who he truly is, then yeah, I'll go for it. But if it's kind of a puppet on a string type thing, and he's gonna kind of just be the defensive coordinators while Steven Jerry kind of pulls some of the strings, and he's not really going to get to really cook because he's only on a 1-year prove-it deal as well, right? So how much influence is he really going to be in-house, right? But you listen to some of the players, he knows what he wants, and he's very vocal about what he wants and what's the expectations for his defense. So I think the defense is going to rally slightly, right? It all, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, back when we got Mike Nolan, right? Everything sounded good until we actually got on the field to see how things translate. But I think that Mike Zimmer is going to come in there with a different focus, a different energy, and really want to put an emphasis on stopping the run. Now, of course, still got to stop the pass too. You know what I'm saying? Because teams will definitely air you out, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how this different dynamic works. But it sounds like the reason for the Marshawn Nealon pick is that, Mike is going to be moved around, so he's not just going to be stuck on the edge, right? Salute to Micah's podcast, The Edge. See what I just did there, right? So it sounds like he's going to be moved around more as a chess piece. He also talked about the importance of the linebackers, going to get Eric Kendricks, a veteran guy who's going to be your translator that can go in coverage, also raise up the young rookies and the younger guys that we have in the linebacker room. So we finally got to hear from Coach Zimmer. This is what I've been wanting prior to the draft, right? But he spoke about a few things, so I would post that podcast below. But overall, y'all, football season is cooking up. We're getting close, right? We're getting close to Veterans Report. Now, CeeDee Lamb might not be there because he ain't got no deal, right? But we are getting close to actual football where we can dive in and really dissect this year's team. Like I said, it is what it is. We are strapped in. We're headed up this roller coaster. We're headed up the hill. Ain't no turning back now. All we can do is put our hands up in the air and whoop. That's all we can do. All we can do is ride. but the Cowboys will be kicking off week 1 versus the Cleveland Browns. So comment, like, subscribe, man. It's your boy J Tuck. Turn on the notification bell so you do not miss out. Got a lot of film breakdowns coming up, a lot of live shows, a lot of special guests, so you do not want to miss out, man. I want everyone to stay safe. I want everyone to stay blessed. I want everyone to stay encouraged. And y'all gonna be so mad at Micah this year. Oh, I can see it, but I don't care. Peace.